Recently, Ripple announced the hiring of a new chief financial officer. In this video, I want to discuss why I believe this is a much bigger deal than many are giving it credit for. I believe this could signal the impending arrival of a significant event, and towards the end of the video, I want to discuss exactly what that could be. However, I also want to address a topic that is highly contentious in the XRP community. Will Ripple's construction of the necessary infrastructure allow XRP to be used as a bridge currency? Guys, let's see how effective Ripple has been with this endeavor. Stay tuned till the end to see what kind of entertaining movie I have for you. As always, your support is very much appreciated on this channel. We appreciate everyone who has subscribed to the channel and enjoyed the videos. We are also very close to reaching 50,000 subscribers, so if you are someone who tunes in frequently but is not yet subscribed, these two things greatly help me out. Thank you, people. Please think about it, I would be very grateful. Additionally, assist me. And I hope the information is enjoyable to you all. In this video, I discuss Ripple's recent hiring of a new chief financial officer. This is quite interesting, as we witnessed with Ripple's previous. We were sort of expecting this statement to come because the chief financial officer left a few months ago. This guy eventually worked for Morgan Stanley and was also Soonruin's CFO when the latter went public. This leads me to believe that they hired him for Ripple's eventual initial public offering, IPO. As you may know, when a company goes through an IPO, it's best to have a management team in place that intends to stay there for a while. You don't want to go public and then have a lot of people on your board of directors and in your head management team stepping down. That's usually not a very good look right when you go public. For this reason, many private companies usually revamp their boards and key positions before doing an IPO. We do know that Ripple has been making long-term speculations about going public. Now, Brad Garlinghouse mentioned a few weeks ago something that, in my opinion, went far too underreported: how important Coinbase IPO was to their company. Brad Garlinghouse said explicitly that Coinbase's public offering improved their products monumentally. Although technically this isn't how it's supposed to work, many American businesses saw Coinbase IPO as a validation of the company's business model. What matters is that Ripple's ability to do this effectively validates businesses in the United States. Paradigm for all of the major, established financial institutions in the U.S., whether or not this is the case. It's just the way things are going when American traditional financial institutions view the IPOs of cryptocurrency startups as a confirmation of their viability, and as a respectable means of involving them. Guys, I believe Ripple has a strong motivation to move forward if an IPO is what it takes for the company to make significant progress in the U.S. and if it will pique the interest of large financial institutions in their offerings. IPO as quickly as feasible. We do know, however, that it will be difficult for Ripple to go public while the Ripple SEC lawsuit is pending. However, things might drastically change if there is a change in leadership, perhaps soon. Additionally, it appears that Ripple is preparing for their IPO. Perhaps even so, the case finishes differently than I anticipated. This was pretty fascinating stuff. It's good to see Ripple appointing such accomplished individuals to their board of directors and important financial roles. Craig Phillips is someone I know who has likewise been greatly beneath the radar. He is also associated with Morgan Stanley and BlackRock. It never ceases to amaze me how Ripple has managed to draw in such elite talent. This individual formerly held direct authority over 1/3 of all assets under custody worldwide. Craig Phillips is a powerful player, and I don't think it's an accident that he ends up at Ripple. These individuals recognize that a new system is about to take place. These folks are aware that when we lay new foundations for the future, the companies they once worked for won't be supplying the technology. Financial systems, these people are aware of the direction the industry is taking, which businesses will succeed, and which ones will be affected by global events. Rosie Rios and Craig Phillips, among other elite talent, are drawn to Ripple because they recognize the company is at the forefront of developing innovative frameworks for our financial system. It's encouraging to see such high-caliber people gravitate toward Ripple. Guys, as I've said before, these people are in the rear and know where the business is headed before it does. Spaces where the partnerships are being formed, these individuals are positioned behind Ripple because they are aware of what is about to happen behind the scenes. I'm itching to relocate. Let's quickly discuss a video that recently appeared on my stream. I thought it was fantastic. However, many people are unaware of what Ripple is constructing within the background, and a major factor that's only because, amid all these other cryptocurrencies, Ripple is creating institutional-grade products. Businesses are attracting a lot of attention by advertising Zizing to various retail users, even though Zizing doesn't actually have a practical use case. To achieve that, and the explanation for this is that all of Ripple's advertising is directed toward large organizations, governments, and international nations. Ripple is marketing to non-me individuals. And as a result, I believe that a lot of the time, although enormous, Ripple's efforts and adoption truly go unnoticed because we are unable to see them for ourselves. I would like to play this video. Though from a digital standpoint, I believe it provides an excellent explanation of how Ripple is actually growing in other nations, even though these are tremendous expansions that are invisible to the naked eye. In the end, it finds its way into the U.S. Observe this: the International Swaps Derivatives Association is mentioned in this piece. As you may recall, Ripple is a member of and partner of this organization. However, they are discussing the Indian economy specifically. Though it's expected to rank third in the world by 2030, the OTC derivatives market is still just marginally advised. Concentrate on developing new products. I brought this up because of ISDA. We know that Ripple is a part of ISDA to help settle those $2+ quadrillion worth of derivatives, and they're speaking directly about India's economy and how it could be the third largest in the world. Market access and ensuring safe growth aligned with global standards, with an emphasis on harmonizing rules for interest rates and credit derivatives, and enhancing market access through educational initiatives. Large economy by 2030. Then, if anyone was interested, I wanted to go back and bring this up. Who was overlooked in July 2018? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. According to Ripple, it's probably going to take up 50% of the Indian market. Back then, this was Aish Birla. The vice president of products at the time, as you can see here, says, "We looked at 2 billion people, a huge market." That's one notion, but then we understand that 80% of the market may be obtained if the top 3 banks in India join Ripple. So we began focusing on cell phones, suppliers and telos, and as a result, I believe that we currently have roughly 50% of the Indian market in our pipeline, either integrated into Ripple or in the agreement that is being signed for India. You can predict what we're going to take. Returning to Wells Fargo, we will argue that there is no better way to send into India and produce a Ripple because, once again, network effects are at play. If we can achieve this in any Indian country, we can achieve it in Brazil and all emerging economies, but I predict that this will be extremely difficult. We're going to keep building the network until it becomes so valuable that Wells Fargo has no option but to join, and that's 2018, which means that in the next 6 years of clear legislative and regulatory frameworks, we will have 80% of what will be the third largest economy in the world by 2030. Clarity on both a national and international level will be the starting point for major private Indian bank partners with Ripple and cross-border remittances. Guys, I thought that was a great video. Not much needs to be said about it because it was explained so well, but I will say this: the United States was never going to be the first to adopt the new financial systems rails because it already has quick and easy payment systems in place. Are they faultless? Are they out of date? Although they're not ideal and are out of date, they work well enough. Other global locations, such as India, they should be building the current lines instead of being so underdeveloped. In the United States, isn't that right? They will omit that step. They will proceed directly to the blockchain rails. They will immediately transition to next-generation financial system offerings since it makes no sense for them to continue developing this antiquated legacy architecture when they could just stop at the space age stop. Guys, the less developed, more recent nations will be the first to use blockchain technology, which will integrate their financial services industry into the next generation financial system. The US will eventually have to catch up, but they won't be as motivated to do so because these tiny developing nations sorely need it. We sorely require this new technology. The US, correct? We can sort of get by with the way things are now. Though not flawless, it functions. Some locations will use blockchain technology at a site where there isn't currently a system in place. Since they are dependent on technology, they will embrace blockchain technology far more quickly than the United States, but eventually, they will as well. Technologies at a far quicker pace, but in the end, I believe we have already witnessed the United States give up. Ripple recently announced that it would begin to grow into America. Folks, I believe as the leader of the present financial system, the United States is gradually realizing that if they don't jump on the blockchain technology bandwagon, they will be left behind. They want to be at the forefront of the next one as well. Guys, it appears that everything is going just as we had anticipated and that everything is unfolding flawlessly. Although it took longer than anticipated, it's crucial to remember that we are currently in the midst of it. To wrap up this movie, I'd like to present you with this fascinating quotation from a piece that genuinely breaks down what items Ripple makes. This, in my opinion, is pretty intriguing and kind of addresses some of the speculation over whether or not XRP would rise in light of Ripple's continued development of its ODL rails. With the network expanding, the price of XRP will rise dramatically because the token cannot be mined, its supply will always be limited, and anything that is actively used and in limited supply will always cost more. Was noted in 2018, gentlemen, and I find myself agreeing with this more and more. Ripple establishes the framework. While the supply of XRP is steadily running out, more institutions will choose to use XRP, increasing demand for the asset. This will happen as long as Ripple can connect additional institutions through their on-demand liquidity product. XRP is a deflationary asset, and Ripple is developing additional applications for it every day as major institutions throughout the globe begin to activate their blockchain capabilities and realize what would happen if they didn't employ this technology. They're going to disappear into thin air. They will begin using XRP at a far faster rate. Ripple is the only company actively attempting to modernize the outdated financial system by collaborating with traditional firms and going above and beyond in this regard. The existing financial system needs ripples to thrive, and the upcoming generating mechanism that we will be using is nothing new. It has always been a part of their strategy and is still evolving. This is going to cause a sharp increase in demand for XRP just as the supply is running out, and we all know what takes place after that. Guys, I really appreciate you coming. I genuinely hope you enjoyed this update, and if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe.